Good morning, guys. We're going to have Bible class in ancient Babylon today. Have you heard of Babylon before? It's a real city that's even still there today, and we're going to go there and learn about Daniel and his friends. I'm excited for you to travel with me to ancient Babylon. But first, I have a rebus. Can you figure out what this is saying? So the first picture is you can unmute yourself and tell me. The first picture is a baby. It's a baby. Uh-huh. And what's that arrow pointing to in front of the house?
Land.
Land. Close. It is land.
Land.
Lawn.
Babylon.
It's Babylon. Give it away. Babylon. Very good. All right, that's where we're going. So we got to sing our continent song so we can figure out where we are in the world and then how to get to Babylon. Okay, are you ready? Tell me
the continent. Tell me the continent. Tell me if you can. North America, South America, Asia,
Africa.
Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica.
Tell me
the continent. Tell me the continent. Tell me if you can.
I love hearing you guys sing. So, what continent do we live on right now?
North America.
That's right, North America. And where are most of our Bible stories that we've talked about happening, like with Jonathan and David, and Elijah and Elisha? Today, Daniel, what continent do you think they are on? Grace, what do you think?
Europe.
Ooh, so close. You're this close. So Sky, can you help?
Asia.
Yes, surprisingly, it's Asia. They're on the very tippy corner of Southwest Asia, of that continent. So we're going to travel there right now. So let's leave North America. We're going to fly over the Atlantic Ocean. There's the continent of Africa. And here are the Bible lands in Israel. But that's not where we're going. We're going further east to a place called Babylon. And this is what it looks like on Google Earth if you go there on Google Earth today. And if you can still go there in person, like we could fly there and take a trip there. And this is sort of what it looks like. Except when you walk there for real, it's in ruins today. And so this is just the satellite view. But if you walk there, you can see some amazing things. Do you notice on the screen, on the bottom, kind of in the middle, there's like a statue down there with a big square around it? That's actually a lion statue. Yes, amazing, amazing. If we have time at the end, I'll take you on Google Earth and we'll go explore. Or you can go with your family. When you go to Google Earth, search for Saddam's palace in Babylon and you'll find it. It's right next door. Okay, so this is what it used to look like. This is an artist's drawing of what ancient Babylon would have looked like when Daniel and his friends were there. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at all the blue tile, and the little things on the tile are different animals and different creatures. There's also a dragon on there too. But it had this really long boulevard, a long road. And you can see it kind of in the bottom middle of your picture. You can see all the people walking in with their horses and carts and people walking. And if you notice in the very top, in the back, there's a big tower. What do you think that might be? Oh, Sky has her hand up. What do you think it might be? Oh, Sky, you're muted.
What I was gonna say is that are the animals like where the beginning screen was?
Were they? Yes, that's exactly what my beginning screen was. Yes, that was a close-up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the big blue gate, some of it is still there in ancient Babylon today, which is actually in the modern country of Iraq. So it's in the country of Iraq, and a lot of the ruins are still there. But some of the ruins were taken to a museum in Germany, in the city of Berlin. So they have the gate, one of the small gates at that museum in Berlin, and people can go look at it today. So that big tower in the back, that's what the Tower of Babel would have looked like. That may not be the Tower of Babel, but that's what it would have looked like. So pretty amazing. This is where Daniel and his friends were taken to. And while they were there, they had some big challenges, and that's what we're going to talk about, is something called integrity. So say the word integrity with me. Ready? Integrity.
Integrity.
Mm-hmm. What is integrity? It means being truthful in what you say and what you do. So you remember how last time we were together, we talked about friendship and how friendship is kind words plus actions. Integrity is being truthful and honest in what you say and in what you do. And Daniel and his friends showed really amazing integrity when they were in Babylon. So this picture is an artist drawing of something called the exile. What does it look like people are doing in this? What do you think they're doing? Do they look happy? They are pretty upset and sad and disappointed and scared. These people are having to leave Jerusalem and walk all the way to Babylon. They are exiles. And so the king of Babylon, his name was King Nebuchadnezzar, he came and he took people away from Jerusalem, including Daniel and his friends. And they had to leave their home and their families and go to Babylon, which for them was a brand new place they'd never been to. And they spoke a different language, and people wore different kinds of clothes, and they ate different kinds of foods. So this is a carving. It's called a relief. And this carving, what do you think they're doing in this? What does it look like? Oh, yes, thank you, Grace. You're taking good notes. They are eating at a banquet. This is a carving of ancient Mesopotamians at a banquet. And the foods they ate were amazing. They're a lot like the foods we eat today. You guys know about onions and garlic and leeks and turnips and different fruits. The ancient Babylonians had a lot of the same foods that we eat today. And they like to make a lot of soups and stews and lamb and lentils and beans. Look at that stew. So in the bottom left, you'll see an ancient cuneiform tablet. That is their ancient writing, which back when we used to be in person in Bible class, we actually made our own clay tablets. Do you guys remember that? Long time ago. That has a recipe on it. And people today, chefs today, have figured out how to make ancient Babylonian recipes. We could even make it in our kitchens now. So Daniel and his friends get to Babylon, and the king likes them so much, he says, you know what? You're going to eat at my table. You're going to have the food I have. But that was a problem because, remember, Daniel and his friends lived in ancient Israel. They were part of God's special people. And God gave them special rules about food and foods that they were not supposed to eat. Back in the book of Leviticus, God gave them those food laws or special rules. And the problem was King Nebuchadnezzar liked to eat those special foods that Daniel and his friends were not supposed to eat. So that was a problem. So what did they do? There were a lot of foods that Daniel and his friends could eat. Look at these lovely figs, these lovely purple figs. Have you guys eaten figs before? maybe? Yeah, pretty tasty. And there's some limes back there. So Daniel and his friends asked for permission to eat their own food, their own special food for 10 days. And then at the end of 10 days, if they looked healthy, then they could keep eating their special food instead of eating the king's food. And so they did. They would have eaten lots of fruits and vegetables and beans and lots of different herbs and spices and breads. So Daniel and his friends ate very well. They just didn't eat maybe a lot of meat, and they didn't drink the wine from the king's table. And so they were able to still eat a lot of good food. And at the end of 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than all the other guys. God made their diet healthier. It was like a miracle. God made them look healthier. And so Daniel and his friends, they showed integrity because when they were in Babylon, nobody was really watching them to see what food they were eating. Maybe nobody would have cared what food they ate. But you know what? Because they followed the God of heaven, they promised to follow God's food rules too. And when they got to Babylon, they said, you know what? We still follow God, so we've still got to eat the food God tells us to eat. And they did. And it actually turned out better for them. God blessed them because they showed integrity by following God's laws, even when nobody was watching. Daniel's parents weren't there to watch and make sure that he ate the food he was supposed to, right? And maybe nobody else would have cared, but Daniel and his friends cared because they loved God. They showed integrity because they followed God even when nobody was watching, even when their parents weren't there watching. So, integrity is being truthful in what you say, right? Daniel said no to unclean food. And it's being truthful in what you do. They chose to eat all the vegetables and drink water. And they did that for 10 days. And God blessed them because they obeyed when nobody was watching. Pretty cool. Maybe you guys have situations where you're not with your parents, but you still have to be truthful and follow the rules, right? Yeah. At school, or when you're playing with friends, or when you go different places, like the pumpkin patch, maybe, right? You still have to follow the rules, even when your parents aren't there watching. Daniel did that, and he's a great example of, what is that word again?
Integrity.
Yeah, integrity. Very good. So we have some time left because I wanted to do a Bible Jeopardy game with you. We've talked about a lot of different people in our Bible class. We've talked about Jonathan and David. We've talked about Elijah and Elisha and their friendship. And now we've talked about Daniel and his friends. So I have Bible Jeopardy for you, and it looks like this. Have you guys played the Jeopardy game before? Anybody? So make sure that you're ready to unmute yourself when you want to give an answer. But since I know who's here, I'll call on people first. So Grace, I'm going to call on you first. And here's how this works. So notice there's categories at the top. There's people, places, foods, who said it, and which book. So when I ask you, what question you want to answer, you will pick a number value, 25, 50, 75, or 100. The questions get harder as you get bigger numbers. And then you pick the category, or maybe category first and then number. So, for example, let's just start with people for 25. Mr. Ryan, will you do that as an example? And this is what it looks like. It'll pop up with the answer. So the first king of Israel. So you think in your heads, okay, who is the first king of Israel? And then when you're ready to answer, you say, who was King Saul? We'll try it. We'll see how we do. Okay, Grace, Pick a category and a number.
Foods and 75.
Okay, foods for 75. Hot bread baked on coals and a jar of water. Who was that? Who got that meal? Do you remember?
David and his friends.
Ooh, that's a good guess, but nope, that's incorrect. Um, Sky, do you guys remember that lesson?
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was.
Go ahead.
He was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was Elijah.
Yeah, who was Elijah? Very good. Remember, an angel came and brought him lunch. He was having a no good, very bad day. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Grace, I'll let you go again.
I'll go with who said it for 100 points.
That's the hardest question. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. That was in today's lesson. Who said it?
David.
You got the D part right. Who did we learn about today? Daniel. Yeah, Daniel. Remember, because Daniel and his friends only had vegetables and water for those 10 days. Very good. All right. Yeah, I think you guys are getting the hang of it. Let's see. Diesel, Petra, do you guys want to guess? Pick a category and a number.
Which book and 25.
Ooh, which book for 25 points? The story of David and Jonathan. Do you remember where we find their story in the Bible? Is it Old or New Testament?
Old.
Yes, old. Bonus points. Do you remember what book?
No.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going to go with 1 Samuel. All right, but you got Old Testament. That's the big point of where to find their story. Okay. Let's see. Sky, Case, do you guys want to guess next?
Sure. How about who said it? Wait, no. People and 100.
The hardest one in the category. Who went up to heaven in a chariot of fire?
He was Elijah.
Yes, correct. Very good. Very good. All right. I think you guys are remembering quite a lot. Okay, Grace, your turn.
People and 50 points.
Shepherd boy who became king of Israel.
David.
Yes, you got it. That is your favorite answer today, David. We finally matched it up with the question or with the answer. Awesome. Okay, Diesel and Petra.
Who said it and 50.
Who said it for 50? Is there anyone left from Saul's family that I can show kindness to? Who said that?
David.
Yes, you got it. Also David. Very good. Okay, Sky and Case. You want to guess?
Yeah. Do you want who said it? Food's 100.
Food's 100. Ooh, you guys are going for the big numbers. Elisha healed it in Jericho. This was at the very end of our Elisha lesson. Remember, they couldn't drink it because it was yucky.
Water?
Yes, that's right. He healed their water. And today they have a place the place where they think he did that, called the Elisha Spring. Awesome. Okay, we're running out of time, but I think we have time for a few more questions. Let's see, who's next? Grace?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Go for it.
I'll go with places 100.
Ooh, okay. The continent on which most Old Testament Bible stories happen. The ones we've talked about with David, Elijah, and Daniel. What continent?
Asia.
Yes, correct. Asia, the continent of Asia. Very good. Okay, Diesel and Petra, you'll take our last one.
Which book and 75?
Which book for 75? What book can we find the story of Daniel?
Daniel?
Yes, nailed it, which also is your first name, so you should know that one. Oh, you guys did good. Because we're running short on time, let's move to our final Jeopardy question. What is the word we've been talking about the last couple weeks? Not integrity today, but the last couple weeks, where it equals kind words and actions. Everybody together?
Friendship.
Friendship. That's right. We've been talking a lot about friendship. Very good. Did you guys like this game?
Yeah.
Should we do this again?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do this again. We'll do a couple more lessons on integrity, and then we'll do a review with our Bible Jeopardy. You guys, this was fun. Okay, class is just about finished here. So as you go this week to school or playing with friends or going anywhere, remember, even when your parents aren't watching, you've got to have integrity and be honest in everything that you say and do.
I'm learning about Daniel at school.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good timing.
And then Grace and me have been learning about Elijah and Elisha.
Perfect. You can go back.
I'm learning about it at school.
Oh, nice. Nice. I want to come to your school. You guys are learning good stuff. Very cool. I'm still, oh yeah.
Okay, we gotta go. Bye-bye.
Gotta go. Bye guys.
See ya.
Bye.